Yeah, that might go in. Go in. Hole 1 says it's 240 feet, but it honestly looks a little closer than that. I'm gonna start off with the zone. Got quite a bit of tailwind behind us. Just want this to dump left right under the basket. It's pretty good. I think we'll take that. So if you guys watched my last video, you'll know that I'm fresh off a knee surgery. So this is actually the first round I've gotten to play since my knee surgery. So we're gonna take it easy. Gonna really just be focusing on cleaning up our form and having a good time. That's really our only goals out here today. So right out the gate on the first hole, we have my arch nemesis, elevated baskets. And it is, it's like 34 degrees and about 20-mile-an-hour wind right now. So optimal conditions for disc golf. See if we can make this first putt. We just completely airballed that. There we go. Player 2's coming in clutch. First ever putt with this new putter and we airballed it. So I've got a couple goals today and I'm gonna tell them to you guys, mostly so I don't forget them myself. Number 1, we gotta get this off arm out of this zone. I don't know why I got in the habit of just tucking it right here during my throw, and it's right in the middle of my power pocket. I always felt like it was out of the way, but I really want the disc to get closer to my body. So I'm gonna work on getting it more just out of the way, down on my leg here. The other thing, my reach back has gotten so far away from me that I'm like, when I pull straight through, my line is way the wrong way. So I was so afraid to round that I'd go so far out away from me. I really need to get comfortable with going back behind me a little bit more for that straighter path. We got 288 feet, dead straight. I'm gonna go with the same zone shot again. Get up, get past that, skip. We're a bit short, but not too bad. Let's try the eagle, just see if that gets us just a little bit more distance, less effort. Oh, it turned over. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. Since I've started allowing myself to be more athletic and have less robotic movement, the disc is ripping out of my hand so much better. And it's just giving me a lot more pop, a lot more speed out of the hand, and overall just better flights. So I'm really happy with that so far. Definitely have a lot that I still want to clean up. The amount of improvement I made in such a short time without having even really throwing because I was just recovering has been awesome. Okay, this putt's tricky. You've got a really big tree right in the middle, just outside circle 1, I'd say. Really, I think the only option to try to get this in is either a very difficult any putt this way or hyzer it through between these 2 trees. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. Just, I think I have a better chance of making that happen. Ooh, right idea, just a little short. Oh, just over it. Landed in the same spot. All right, we're now back in the trees, so the wind has calmed down a little bit, but it is absolutely gorgeous out here. A little chilly, but these colors make it all worth it. All right, I've got a pretty short hole, dog leg to the right. I'm gonna try a couple different discs here. First thing I'm gonna try is this Rollo. We're gonna actually slightly hyzer flip it, let it turn over to the right. I think if done correctly, this is the best disc for the job. Then the other 2, we're just gonna see how they end up. Oh, it's so good. It actually might be deep. Oh, I think if it was in the long position, we're absolutely parked. Okay, next one is the fuse, just an understable mid. I'm gonna release this pretty flat, maybe just a touch of any, just to help it get over to the right so we don't have to worry about going in the creek. There is a creek long and left. Yeah, that might go in. Go in. Oh, so close. Then the last one is the new hex. I just wanna try working on an any line. Haven't really messed with the hex a lot, so just gonna give it a shot. Yeah, we definitely nose up to that. Hex, especially the Halloween one, seems to be a little bit more stable than some of the other ones. All right, guys, this fuse was an absolute park job. This thing was so close to going in. Easy 2 there. The Rollo, like I said, if we were in the long position, you can see the disc is right here. The other position for the basket is right here. I mean, we're 6 feet away maybe, so definitely gonna be using that in the future if it's in this position. But we do have a good look at 2. Just got this stupid tree in the way here. It's gonna make it a little tough. Get in. Oh, how did we leave a birdie putt short like that? Probably because we're standing so awkwardly. Yeah, this is just a really awkward position to stand in, but it's all good. We had a couple good shots, gave it a run for some chains. Can't complain. All right, hole 4 is an absolute dream of an ace run, just dead straight, a little bit of a tree on the left to kind of make you want to hyzer it around it and just drop it into the chains. Got a couple discs here, see what we can do. We'll start off with the proxy. That's probably what I would throw normally. Holy cow, guys. My proxy is super warped. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't know what happened. What the heck? See how it flies. Ah, too low. I mean, park for an easy 2, but go with the 6-claw buzz, nice and easy. Oh, that was looking really good until that tree. And we'll try the new hex again. Yeah, we missed that way right. Definitely not the line, but well, luckily, despite it being super warped, the proxy still flew pretty well. Ended up a little shorter than I thought. Fall golf is awesome because the weeds are all dead, the bugs are gone and everything, but the leaves make it real tough to find your discs. We got about 20 feet here. Really need to drop this. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is not a good look. How do I hit cage and band at the same time? Oh, good thing we're focused on our throws today, not our putting. So far, this new putter is not cutting it. It has been airballed far too many times, but it is a firmer plastic. I usually go with the classic soft, and this is just a classic hard. So it does feel a little bit different. I was just kind of wanted to try something different. I hope things change because so far I'm not a fan. Anyways, hole 5 is in the long position. So we got 410 feet. Dead straight, just a hair to the left. I'm not really sure what I want to throw here though. I think we're gonna go with the old bluey, classic Star Wraith. Don't go into that. Oh my gosh, guys, that tree is my nemesis. I'm sure any of the locals can agree. That tree has been hit more than any tree on this course probably. All right, we're gonna try the Thunderbird. Just try to get something in play in the fairway here. Skip. Oh wow, big skip way left. That faded a little harder than I wanted it to. All right, this took a ridiculous amount of time to find, but I did finally find it. We're gonna go with the warped glitch. Try to punch it through this gap here, put it in the basket. Oh, look at that, even a nice little roll closer. Perfect. That was a really close call, guys. I thought we lost the brand new Cliff Diver Thundy. I don't know how my proxy and my glitch both got so warped. You guys gotta look at this. Like, I've never seen this happen with just sitting in my bag. I don't know. So it was in the putter pocket. So it's not even like it was getting a lot of stress, but for some reason, proxy and the glitch are both super warped. A little tough to see the basket on this one. I'll put an arrow on it, but it's right up there to the right just a bit. This is another hole that'll work really well for the Rollo as long as I can do it correctly. Cut roll. Look at that. That wasn't even intentional. I didn't mean to actually flip it over enough to roll, but it actually rolled itself closer to the basket. So that was pretty sweet. You know what? Let's do one more with the fuse. See if we can get it as close as the Rollo was. Wow. Oh man, I think that might have nicked the pole. Fuse is just too good of a disc, guys. You guys gotta try one. I mean, you gotta know that the Fuse is a good disc because it's one of 2 discs in my entire bag that aren't blue. It's that good that I haven't pulled it out of the bag for being the wrong color, and I just haven't found a blue one that's worthy of replacing it just yet. All right, the Fuse with an absolute park job. Drop in birdie there. We got the Rollo just a little bit further behind. I flipped it over just a little too much. I mean, you really do have to release this disc on quite a bit of hyzer to be able to use it as a non-roller, but it's so much fun to throw. About time we make a putt too. 2 for 2. Hole 7's not a very far one, at least from this tee position, but it is another elevated basket, hard to the left. It's kind of tough to get it high enough with enough hyzer without hitting any branches. We're gonna take the zone, just let it do its thing. Oh, see what I'm talking about? We got hung up in some branches. Let's throw another one. Try it with the hex, see if it can hold that hyzer line. Might go a little lower. There we go. Get in the basket. Ooh, just over the top of it. Might be a little deep. I'm not a tall guy by any means, but holy cow, guys, look how tall this basket is. We've got the hex right here. It actually ended up getting caught on that log, so it didn't go too far. And then the zone, here it is, back here. Like I said, got hung up in those high branches. It's That's my biggest problem is I try to go too high with the hyzer on this hole and I always catch something. But this is kind of a death putt because it's such a high basket. If you miss this, it's gonna go a ways. Cash it. Oh, snuck it in there for the 2. What a great putt. Of course. There we go. Now the putters are on. Just took a few warm-up holes. Look at this. I have to I can't reach over the cage to reach my disc. Short people problems. I think Anthony would need a ladder to get his disc out of that basket. Right, 8th hole, dogleg to the right. I swear this is like 100 feet. Like this is the shortest hole I've probably ever played. I've never seen a basket in this position. So definitely a weird one. Perfect to flip over the Rolo, super hard. We might also try a forehand to try to dump it into the basket. Went a little too far on that one. Let's see if we can forehand a zone in here. Definitely a weird hole. Yeah, definitely super, super short. Right? And then I'm gonna airball a putt. Where's that Rolo at? Oh, way deep. See if we can make the Rolo putt for the 2. Kind of a ridiculously far putt for how short this hole is. Oh, and we chain out. From the other tee pad is definitely the ace run.
Content?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. Just had a nice little chat with one of the locals back here in hole 8, that super short hole. He was going from a different tee position and just going for aces. This hole has always been tough for me. There is a tree directly in front, so you gotta go either left or right gap. The other thing is, technically, left of the sidewalk out there is OB. So there's really not a lot of room if you go out that left gap. You either need to forehand or really have something turn over, but it's the bigger gap. So kind of a 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, kind of got to decide. You can't feel it in here, but there's a decent amount of headwind coming into that tree line. So as soon as the disc gets out of the tree line, it's going to be really affected. I think I'm going to try first with the Wraith out the bigger gap, just pump it flat and let that headwind and the understability of this beaten Wraith bring it back over to the right. It's just such a far, I mean, I got to kind of hug the right, or excuse me, left side of this tree. So hug the right side of that gap to really make it work, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, I think that's absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's a pretty solid shot. We're gonna try another with the, let's go with the Hades. And I'm gonna go through this right gap, or at least try to go through this right gap. See if we can get a little bit further, a little bit closer to the basket. Oh man, we made it out of the gap, but we hit a branch. Wasn't meant to be. That first one though was solid. I'm definitely happy with that. Not only was this an incredible drive for this position, but this tee position, we would have been absolutely parked. So definitely gonna have to keep that in mind in the future. Honestly, with the way this probably 15 to 20 mile an hour headwind that's coming in really was a difference maker there with that disc selection. This is actually a relatively tough approach shot just because of how much wind we've got. It's probably only about 100 feet or so, but a lot of wind, so a lot of variance. I'm gonna try just a nice little standstill zone, park it right under the basket. Little deep. Got that up in the air a little too high. Wind caught that flight plate and it just wanted to keep on going, but what can you do? I'm not perfect. I mean, from only being about 100 feet out, like I said, it was gonna be kind of a tough approach shot, but I'm pretty disappointed in myself for leaving myself this much of a tester. We got this. Just gotta will it into existence. I'm gonna blame the Prodigy baskets, even though I only hit one chain. I don't know what kind of excuse I can make for that one though. All right, special little treat for those who are still watching. We're gonna play a safari hole back to the practice putting basket. I have no idea how far this actually is, probably around 400 feet or so. See if we can bomb this destroyer up there close. Oh, needed a little bit of turn. Ah, that is a super beefy destroyer, but I thought with the headwind it'd be a little bit more willing to turn over to the right, but I don't have the power apparently. Well, it looks like we decided to finish up at the perfect time because it is now like 25 mile an hour winds and getting a lot colder. So let's just see if we can cash this nice long circle 2 putt to end it. Hey, we were on line, but we could not get that anywhere near the right chain height. There we go. Oh, Still ended up short. Story of my life, always too short. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you like and didn't like. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.